Welcome to Digital Dialogue with Prasad. Today I am joined by Venu, Chief Innovation Officer and co-founder of LS Digital. Venu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prasad.
You know what? I recently heard Sam Altman describe what he calls a catastrophic mistake in the enterprise world. He
Mm-hmm.
met a team apparently last week, planning to strategize in 2026, prepare in 2027, and finally deploy an AI solution in 2028. In
Mm-hmm.
Sam's view, the timeline doesn't just make you late, it makes you obsolete before you even start. Okay, he
Okay.
argues AI demands the level of nimbleness that the traditional corporate playbook simply isn't ready for. Now,
Yep.
I called you today, Venu, because you are working with some of the global organizations, working along with them in trenches, leading the AI transformation for, as I was, sort of as we speak to some of the really big global brands.
Mm-hmm.
What Sam experience? Do you think this is one of the case, or it is slow and steady is the norm now? So, what do you see on ground, and what's your advice?
What's awesome, Prasad? Thanks for having me. Look, when Sam says that Sam is not wrong, right, but is not also not entirely right for every context. What he's describing isn't an outlier from our experience in enterprises, but it's unfortunately still very, very common, especially the larger the brands slash enterprises become with their old traditional way of thinking, legacy systems, and risk averse cultures, right? So it becomes quite common. So, but here is the problem, right? What we are seeing, the problem is not in the planning itself. I think every enterprise is planning, but they're not doing enough, right? We work with a lot of brands across BFSI to retail to manufacturing to pharma. The ones who are winning are choosing between the speed and the strategy aspect. So they're doing both, right? They're adopting and doing what we call as a test and scale posture instead of a plan and execute posture, which Sam is referencing to, right? So the 3 year roadmap Sam criticizes, it's almost oxymoronically assumes that AI is static, but AI capabilities are doubling every 3 months to 9 months to 12 months now, right?
And it will come down
So
very fast also. That period is coming down very fast. Yeah.
correct. So a model for which you spec it out, the use case you decide today, by the time you implement in your plan and execute stage, it's already outdated, right? So hence the approach is fundamentally broken. What our advice is adopt a dual track approach, right? Start low, execute, some create some high impact wins, something in customer service automation, content generation, code assistance. These are not multi-year roadmaps. Pick one use case, pilot for 6 weeks, measure ROI, scale, just go. So in India, we are specifically seeing the doers are doing this within 30, 16 days, right? While the large players are worrying about the guardrails of AI, governance, data privacy, risk management, ethical AI, and all of that. You know what? These we will build when we deploy, not before it, right? So make them as kind of a living frameworks, evolve with your AI maturity, and instead of waiting to execute stuff. Hence, our concrete recommendation now is set yourself don't fall into the trap of plan and execute for years. Set yourself a 90-day clock, pick 3 use cases, maybe one internal efficiency play, one customer play facing play, one revenue generation experiment, deploy all of them in parallel, learn fast and move. Because in what Sam said, one thing is very, very right. The cost of moving slowly now exceeds the cost of making mistake. So hence for enterprises, the question is whether you can afford to experiment with AI. It is about whether you can afford not to do the experiment, right? So execute instead of plan, right? That's my 2 cents.
Wow, that's very interesting. What I really like when you said about the basic differences, test and scale instead of plan and execute.
Correct.
Such an awesome, summarization of what you said. Thank you very much for getting onto the call with me in such a short
Super.
notice. Have a good day.
Super
Bye
thanks.
bye.
Bye.